I know.
It just looks like propaganda.
Joe? You know what's weird is I've had this urge to go back to church. I don't believe in any of it, but I just want to go there. I find there's something about it. If I can just block out what my religion did to children, it's so fucking, that's what kills me about going back. But if you go back, I do get a feeling, it's a wholesome, it takes me back to who I used to be. I used to be a good guy, Joe. I used to go to church every fucking week.
Yeah.
I was an honest guy. I wasn't as angry or whatever. Not saying I'm like a dishonest guy, but I'm like I don't know. I just feel like all the drinking and I don't know. I just feel like a piece of shit sometimes. Like what am I doing? Like what is, sitting here smoking a cigar and drinking some scotch and watching a game. I just feel like I'm living like this heathenistic lifestyle,
I feel you, brother.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I kind of need somebody to kind of remind me of something bigger, even if it's not something, the way they frame it, that I believe in it. Like, I mean, when you really, the thing that will actually, what's weird, will actually really make you believe in a higher power is the little bit of science on a higher level. Like when they start talking about the size of the universe and how they think the whole fucking thing came together. I mean, dude, it's just like, it's fucking mind-blowing.
What's interesting is if you listen, I started listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's like...
That's the guy. He tries to say we came from trees. I'm like, what is he talking about? In a fucking hour of watching this guy, I was like, God damn it, I believe this guy.
He does it he's the pop star of astrophysics. It's like he does it in a way where you get it. You know what I mean?
Do you think other scientists think he's a hack? Do you think they resent him?
I'm sure people hate him. My buddy was a chef. I said Emeril Lagasse to him once. I thought he was going to throw me through a fucking window, dude.
Oh, yeah. No, well, Emeril was the guy who there's two shows that I saw that really just changed an entire network. All right? Emeril Lagasse, before he came along, that was just somebody said, hey, how you doing? I'm Chef so-and-so, and today I'm going to make this, and this is how you make it. It was very Julia Child, sort of, talking to the camera. Mario Batali added the whole cooking for friends, which I loved. Mario was like my favorite fucking show. But he was the guy. He added the live studio audience and the band, and he was the guy. And he did it because the people would be falling asleep because he'd be taping a few shows a day, he said. And he was the guy who he goes, I'll put some sugar in it, and he goes, bam! And he was trying to wake people up.
Yeah.
And that caught on fire, and he ran with it. God bless him, and he made a ton of fucking money.
He was the biggest thing since Julia Child.
Well, ever since then, it became personality driven.
Right. Like
we need a whole network of people, and you got to get your own, bam! When you're making it, and then then all of a sudden it became competitions and like the Iron Chef. Like I watched that show, I'm just like, what in the fuck is this? Like you took the greatest thing ever. One of the great things you can do for somebody is make them a meal. And then they just fucking turned it into this stressful thing. Like, okay, Joe, we're going to give you some ham and an old carton of eggs, and I want you to try to figure out how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Right.
You got 7 minutes to do it. And they added all of this fucking stress to it.
Yeah.
It's like cooking's supposed to be relaxing, a beautiful fucking thing. So then the sports thing would be PTI. When Tony Kornheiser and, was it Mike Wilbon? When they got together.
I know PTI.
So they were like us. They were like, you could tell these guys are friends. We argue with each other, but you could tell it was legit. And ESPN, I think, they like when people yell at each other. Then they just threw people together who you could tell just like, yeah, what's your name again? Jerry? Oh, John. John, hey, how are you? And action. Hey, fuck you, John. The 49ers are going to... And it just completely changed the thing. So I wonder if Neil deGrasse Tyson... there's got to be people who are just like, hey, man, he's out, the scientists, like, hey, man, he's out there getting his fucking money. And then other people are looking at him like he's a fucking puppet act.
I mean, dude, on some level, it must have burned Stephen Hawking up a little bit. Because Stephen Hawking was a celebrity astrophysicist, but he had that condition where he couldn't talk.
ALS.
Yeah, and he couldn't move and shit. And there had to be a part of him that
Is that why he was always sitting down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
he was just lazy.
There had to be a part of him that was like, this motherfucker, like this was my gig.
You know there's professional resentment.
Because he was a poon hound too, Hawking. So he was just
he should have been.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too that I'm really getting fucking tired of. These fucking guys that go out and they try and bang as many women as fucking humanly possible. There's just certain guys that are wired that way, and then all these fucking guys who just don't have the opportunity to do it are now sitting there acting like they're these really fucking great, decent goddamn people. And it's just like, dude, nobody's trying to fuck you. You know what I mean? I've been guilty of that shit, making fun of people like, who do heroin and stuff. Like, why are you doing fucking, how many fucking things do you need to see? It's just, I didn't understand addiction. Now I get it.
Dana Gould had a really funny bit about Stephen Hawking, like how he couldn't even talk, but he still figured out a way to cheat on his wife.
Yeah.